let's move on to the next article. This one's over at Mobile. One of the FBI's most wanted fugitives was found living as a yoga teacher in Mexico. You can't make these things up. One of the FBI's most wanted fugitives was recently arrested in Mexico, where he reportedly lived under an assumed identity and taught yoga classes. Sometimes you want to go from fugitive to being at peace with the universe.
I wonder what pose the person was found in. Oh, maybe it was corpse pose.
Well, he was alive. Oh my God. What? So I did not read what this person did, but anyway, Landeros, the prime suspect in an FBI investigation into the murder of a university professor in Maryland, was on the lam for a decade. Nathaniel Janowitz is the author of this over at Vice.com. And pretty fascinating. On the lam for over a decade, allegedly murdering a university professor, Sue Markham, in her Maryland home 12 years ago, more than a decade. So his arrest came as a surprise for those who knew him under a different name, Leon Ferreira, in the Mexican city of Guadalajara. I like saying that name, Guadalajara, as a seemingly mild-mannered hippie and world traveler. Indeed. Let me throw this title into the chat. This is one of those things where it becomes the story, like a movie on Netflix, or maybe Hulu. So students of the yoga teacher became concerned when he suddenly disappeared while walking his dogs in mid-December. They filed a missing persons report with the police, but soon discovered that Leon Ferreira didn't exist, and the man who lived under the name was arrested and behind bars on an outstanding warrant by Interpol, according to Spanish newspaper El País. Pretty interesting, huh? Landeros originally met Markham at a Spanish class that he taught, and the two began both a personal and financial relationship, according to the FBI. The two reportedly shared a life insurance policy, which authorities believed to be motive behind the crime. Soon after...
Don't you think that's a tip off if somebody's like, hey, let's join in a life insurance policy together?
Pro-life tip to anybody that's considering starting a relationship. If the first things out of their mouth is, hey, would you like to share a life insurance policy? You might want to swipe a different direction. How fast do you go from teaching a class together, or teaching a class and taking a class, to starting up a life insurance policy?
Yeah, I don't quite see the nexus there.
So this might actually not be as easy and straightforward as possible. Oh my goodness. Some of the things that you see on the page while you're scrolling through the page are things that you don't want to see on the page. Like a person being busted while he's sitting there using the bathroom in the place that he's robbing. Anyway, while on the run, Landero said that he wasn't the one that murdered the professor, and that they did have financial ties, and yeah, of course, the DNA would be all over the place because they had a personal relationship. So maybe it's not all that straightforward. I wonder if it's going to be on the TV show Law and Order television. Is that what it's called?
Are you thinking Law and Crime Network or something?
Yeah, the Law and Crime Network. So it keeps getting a little bit deeper into what the assumption of the facts are. And it says, assuming he in fact did this and that he's convicted and goes to prison, he will never be able to do this to anyone else. That's why I've always wanted. or that's what I've always wanted, said Markham, who is the brother of the victim. So I guess we will end up watching this on the internets. And yeah, this is by Nathaniel Janowitz. I thought I had mentioned the name, but maybe not.